In the original Prime Suspect, I actually introduced Jane's parents and her sister, Pam. And so I was not trapped. I just found it very interesting to go back in time to when Jane was living at home, and so is her sister, who's just about to be married, and Pam works in a hair salon. And for Pam, that is the most important job any female could ever want. Why her sister is going into the police force is like telling her she's got an alien in the house. She just doesn't understand it. I mean, she's a colourist, a qualified colourist, I'll have you know. And the wedding dress, the dressmaker who's been making her wedding dress used to do dresses for a very famous singer of the 60s and 70s called Al McCogan. And they were all tight corsets and very flared skirts. She thinks she is the bee's knees. And for her to be getting married before her older sister is, poor Jane. But the introduction of the family as a kind of basis for Jane's character is wonderful to do because you have somewhere for her to come from. A dear, darling father who is slightly confused about Jane. The mother, who is a very pretty little woman, very evasive, very hello. And, she doesn't know that when the detective chief inspector comes to talk to Jane about a case, she asks him to come for Sunday lunch. She doesn't realise that he's very high-ranking. And poor Jane is so embarrassed by her. She often has little rollers in her hair, and she's got this padded, quilted house coat. But they love her. And one wishes that they had more pride in her, but they really have fear. They know their daughter is working in a very, very dark place and a very criminal world that they have nothing. So when Jane comes back to see her family, she's exhausted. She's been at an autopsy. She's been splattered with blood and brain matter. She's actually seen a young victim cut open. But her mother says, "Did you have a good day?" "Yes, mostly making tea and coffee, Just doesn't want to get into the depth. But when her mother, who presses her uniform, says, "Why does your uniform stink of Dettol?" And she says, "Oh, I was just cleaning out one of the kitchens." She doesn't say she was at an autopsy where they put the hoses on her by mistake, not intending, of course, but she was splattered with blood, the remains of an autopsy left on the tile floor. So you just have these wonderful juxtaposition scenes of absolute tragedy and violence at the police station, going back to a very warm environment. And would you like a cheese on toast and a cup of tea for bed? So I love the parents, love them. They're nice, good people.